Welcome in, everyone, to episode 59 of the Chillin For Our Lives podcast. As always, I am your host, Sean, a.k.a. Stadium, and I'm here with my co-host, Mike, a.k.a. you know him as ElectricityWave, slaying it on the TikToks, the Twitches, the Twitters, the YouTubes, all of the good stuff. So, one quick question for you.
Yes.
How are you doing this week?
Doing good, man. Life's been good. I've been playing a lot of Apex, meeting a lot of new friends.
New friends.
Yeah. TikTok's been, like you said earlier in the intro, TikTok's been treating me pretty well. So the grind has finally caught up to the payoff, because I started I think I pretty much started TikTok at TwitchCon last year. So it's been like a year and 2 months since I started my account ish.
Wow.
And yeah, I've just been making those daily. You know, YouTube's been centered around Apex. Tried to get an heirloom last night.
Yeah, tell us about that. What happened? What happened last night on your stream?
So, you know, things that happen on stream, right? You mention something, people start to get hype, then it becomes a reality. So
next thing you know, you're spending $50 on loot boxes.
Yeah, so the whole anyone that doesn't play Apex, an heirloom is a melee weapon. It's super rare. They only have them for about half the characters. They're still like developing and making them to keep the game relevant and release them every couple months. It takes 500 packs to get one, and you get packs through leveling up, or you can buy them. So I'm like halfway through. I'm at like 250 out of 500, and there's a website you can figure it out. So for Black Friday, they have a deal that you pay $40, you get 50 packs. It's like $10 off. And I ended up getting a bundle, so I had extra coins, and I was really close. So I was like, you know what? I might have to get the 50 packs to try to get for this heirloom. And if I don't get it, I guess at least I'll be 50 packs closer to 500.
Yeah, so just to clarify really quick, you get it for sure. You'll get it in your 500 packs that you open, but it's random. Like you might get it on pack 6 or pack 500 or 320, you know, like if you've opened 499 packs and you haven't got it yet, then the 500 you will for sure get it. But
exactly.
Yeah. Sorry. Continue.
Oh yeah. So we end up getting it, and we open up the packs, and everyone's hype, you know, and I like it because it gives me that adrenaline of like, you don't know where you're going to get. And it's like the whole Pokemon like phenomenon that's been going on, where everyone's like hype about it. And, you know, it's kind of like that feeling where it's like that RNG. So I really enjoyed it. It's fun content to make, but it's costly for sure. So
yeah,
we opened up all those packs. You already know how it went.
How long did it take to open 50 packs?
Not long at all, like 5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because they're all like in a, like there's just one button. It says 50. You click it, boom, boom, boom. Next one. It takes like 3 seconds to open one.
Yeah.
So
that's scary.
Yeah.
Do you remember how many legendary items you got?
I got more than I mathematically was supposed to. I think I was
that's good.
Yeah, I think I was supposed to get like 2 to 3, but I think I got like 4 or 5 or 6, something like that.
Okay.
4 to 6. But it was fun, and I don't know. At least I'm 50 packs closer, I guess. That's what I said at the end as I was lying on the ground screaming, why? But it was fun. And yeah, so I've been playing a lot of Apex, doing the TikTok thing. YouTube's been fun, just trying to come up with new ideas. And yeah, now we're here. It's Thanksgiving, Black Friday sales going on. I remember last year, as we were talking about topics, that we went through like Black Friday deals and stuff. This year is different because we don't really have anything specifically in mind. Usually, you know, you got like a monitor, PC, a new mic. There's like something you're looking towards. This year's kind of different for both of us. We don't really have anything.
Yeah, like if I was doing really well or whatever, like my TV is like 5 years old or so, maybe even older than that now. So like I'm kind of in the market for a new TV, but for me to like upgrade what I currently have, I'd have to spend quite a bit. So I'm just like gonna wait maybe next year. But yeah, other than that, I don't really have anything in particular that I'm looking for this year. Like I might like get a couple games or so that are super cheap, but in terms of actual physical items, I'm pretty much set on things I can realistically get, because I'm looking to get a new CPU and a GPU, but those are like brand new, so they're not on any like Black Friday deals or anything like that.
You might be able to get some really good like music software, I'm sure.
Yeah, this website called waves.com. They're one of like the more like Waves. They're one of the more happy Thanksgiving, everyone, by the way.
Happy Thanksgiving.
On Thanksgiving. So yeah, they're having like a huge plugin sale where no matter like most of their plugins are like $30, no matter if they're like 250 or 150 or whatever. So I might look through those, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So you guys know how it's going 2020, COVID. So we're both going to be doing our thing. I'm going to be probably making YouTube or streaming. I'm not sure if I think I streamed in the past on Thanksgiving. It's cool because like no one is streaming, but I think this year more people are going to be because of COVID.
Yeah.
But last year it's so bizarre. Like Twitch is like a ghost town on Thanksgiving or holiday. Like Christmas was the same thing. Like, you can really tell like when people are like, with their families and stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah, as it should be, I think.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying like, so I'm kind of, I might like eat some good food, just chill, maybe work a little bit on the YouTube, maybe relax, maybe because I don't do that enough. But I'm glad that we get to do a podcast, again. So it's cool to be on. We don't really like talk about. We used to be like pumped. Remember every episode, like, dude, we're in our 20s, we're in our 30s,
Yeah.
So we're in episode 59. It's cool to be doing the podcast another year, and it's going to continue to be like that and get better. And I know we haven't had a guest in a while, but I think we'll get some great guests. We're still brainstorming and reaching out and just trying to figure out scheduling for once you start to get certain people and stuff. People are really, really busy, so
yeah.
It does make it difficult, but I think our solo episodes are always going to be great, and I enjoy them. So, just happy to be here.
Yeah. One thing before we get into, we actually have quite a bit of topics today that I forgot to go over the intro. I guess we can go over that now really quick. So this week, we want to talk about PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. They're out in the wild, People are getting them, people are loving them, and a lot of people are not getting them and hating it. And so we're gonna talk about that whole situation and scalpers and how terrible they are. Today, Sony announced that the PlayStation 5 is the biggest PlayStation launch in history, which is crazy. We're gonna talk about the Fortnite Crew, the little Fortnite subscription service that Epic announced recently. Capcom had a huge leak that we're gonna talk about, and a few other random things here and there. So hopefully you guys are interested in that idea. If so, keep listening, man. Subscribe, all that good stuff. But every week, maybe not every week, I don't know, just every now and then, just I guess who I am as a person, I like to shine a little bit of a light on something that might not be like the biggest thing in the world. So a couple days ago, I found this show called Infinity Train that I've been watching. And it's pretty dope, man. It's not old, but it started out as a Cartoon Network show. And kind of in a similar vein of like Steven Universe, regular show, Adventure Time, like in that whole like vein, I guess. But now it's an HBO Max show. The main character is Ashley Johnson. She's the voice of Ellie in The Last of Us. And she just uses her Ellie voice as this character. So it's kind of weird. Yeah, it's kind of weird. And I had no idea going into that. I just like heard about, I just heard about this show and I was like, oh, this sounds cool. Let me check it out. And then the first sentence, I was like, is that Ashley Johnson? And sure enough, it is. And so she's fantastic, and it's super, super good. Highly recommend for all you guys to check it out. It's a cartoon, but it's not like an adult cartoon like Family Guy, and it's not like a kid's cartoon. Like it's a really good, anyone in the world can enjoy this. Music's fantastic. It's actually genuinely funny. Art style is fantastic. Yeah. It deals with like some pretty heavy hitting like topics, like they're like about divorce, because her parents got divorced. There's a really heavy episode about divorce, heartbreak, like things like that, and it's really, really cool. So I just wanted to shout out Infinity Train, and it's a super. First episode is only 10 episodes, and they're like 12-minute episodes. It's a super easy watch. Highly recommend for
the first season.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never heard of this show. I'm looking at like the main character. Is that who it is? Like with the red hair?
Yep. Her name's
the orange hair. Oh, Tulip. This guy in the varsity jacket looks kind of like me.
Yeah. So I think Like I said, I've just seen the first season, but I think from what I've seen online is each season might have like a different cast. So I'm not sure because I haven't. But how? Like I don't want to without spoiling anything. Season 1 seemed to wrap up a season 1 story like pretty much like perfectly, and then I think I've seen like each season is different. So the guy in the varsity jacket, I have no idea who you're talking about. So I haven't met him yet. But so far, at least with the if that is the case, and season 2 is like totally different characters, that's gonna be kind of sad because I loved the first one. But 5 days ago, I didn't know who any of those characters were, and now I love them. So if they can do the same thing with season 2, then that's cool too.
Yeah, I'm looking at the little summary real quick. It just says Tulip Owens, a 13-year-old girl who aspires to be a computer game programmer, but finds herself trapped on a train one day and is looking for a way out.
Yeah, it's like each car in the train is like a totally different dimension. Like there's a corgi is one of the main characters, and so they're like the dog corgis. So one of the dimensions is like everyone's just a corgi and they can talk like humans and stuff, and he's really cool. And but he still has like dog traits, like she's trying to get him to leave. He's like, no, I don't want to go. And then she's like, you want to go outside? You want to go outside? And he like how he's doing his little tippy taps and stuff. Like he's totally a dog still. It's awesome.
It gives me like Rick and Morty vibes.
Yeah, it's really like spacey and stuff. Yeah, and yeah, it's really good. So I just wanted to bring that up because it was trending on Twitter. Like HBO Max was trending on Twitter, and they're like, HBO Max is sitting on all these amazing animated shows, and they don't like advertise any of them. And it was like regular show. It was like a bunch of shows that I love, and Infinity Train was in there too. I'm like, people are putting this random ass show in with all these other god tier shows. Like, what is this? So then I checked it out, and it's actually really good. So
nice.
Yeah. So check it out, fam.
Yeah. Before we start and get into all the topics, should I give a quick shout out to this week's 5-star review?
Please do.
I would love to real quick so we don't forget.
Do. Yeah.
This week is I know we literally talked about segues, but oh well, I guess that's just how I naturally do it.
That sounded perfect.
The review for this week is from EMT051992. So massive shout out to them. They say 3 out of 3 podcasts. Don't know why they used that metric, but okay. Best podcast ever. Totally would give it a 3 out of 3. That's cubed. Also, they know about the cube joke, so that's pretty cool. They've been listening. Long-time listener. They say wither. I think they meant weather. Whether I'm at work or on the road, these cubes sure know how to bring in some hot entertainment and laughs. And the fact that they shout me out, never heard of this person, almost every podcast. How can you not listen to them? If the days got you stressed, pop this podcast on and just chill for your life. EMT051992. I think that's the first time I've ever mentioned you on the podcast. But hey, if you say we shout you out, then I'm gonna take your word for it. But for real, thank you, Justin, for the review. Appreciate you, and thank you for being cubed. That was our 5-star review of the week. If you want to leave a review, it's on podcast.apple.com. Search Chillin For Our Lives podcast, and then you can leave it there. We do read it out weekly if we have one. We've had one the last couple weeks since we started. So thank you so much, Justin, for that.
Yep. And thank you all for your future 5-star reviews. That actually helps us out a ton. So let's move on to the very first topic.
Yes.
Which is, let's talk about just like the past couple weeks we've been talking about next gen consoles. I still feel like that's like the main thing. We might not have to stick on it as long this time because they're already out, and people have been playing with them. They're a week old now, so they're basically dinosaurs. But in general, PlayStation 5 is PlayStation's biggest launch ever. That shit is crazy to me. Like, it seems obvious because there's more people on the planet. Like, there's literally more people on the planet to buy these things. But these things sell out in a quarter of a second, Like, that's the meme, is like, I got it in my cart in Walmart, and then before I could even, like, from the time it takes to move the mouse from clicking on it to then hit buy now, it's like sold out, So the fact that the demand is higher than ever because of like COVID and everything, just like scalpers being douchebags and fuck all of you, like it still has sold more than ever, more than the PlayStation 4, more than everything. Nuts. Well, like in this like launch period, obviously. Yeah. So like that's really cool. Like, it's cool to see gaming is probably, I feel like gaming is like one of the most popular mediums on the planet right now, if not the most. So seeing it do so well. I remember before PlayStation 4 and Xbox One launched, people were like, console gaming is dead. The mobile gaming is taking over. Clash of Clans is the future. All this stuff. And then PS4 just blew the doors off of all that. And now PS5 is making sure that we know that console gaming is still here to stay forever, hopefully.
Yeah, if mobile, really cool. Yeah, I was say if mobile can catch up to console as far as like just power and, you know, just being able to handle like really crazy games, then maybe it could be close just because it's more accessible and everyone has a phone pretty much.
Yeah.
Or more people have one. I could see that, I guess, but I think consoles, it's like PC's in the lead for just performance. Consoles, like, they're kind of close, but they're going to fall behind, you know, mid-launch or like midway through when we're waiting for the new consoles, like 3 years in. I mean, they're probably already behind because of the 30 series, but mobile is just so far behind both of them right now.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it is crazy to see like PlayStation, you know, sell that much. I would love to see like the actual numbers and revenue. That shit's probably insane.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't give us an exact number because Sony is usually pretty bullish in terms of like we hit 50 million now or we hit 100 million now, or like when they're doing really well, they've like historically like shown that off, you know? So like while they did so here, they didn't give us any exact numbers, and I'm surprised, but we'll definitely see them sooner rather than later. Maybe by the end of the year, they'll say like in 2020 we already sold 8 million units or whatever it ends up being, whatever the number ends up being.
It's so crazy. I think PlayStation really killed it with their event that they had, just by like showing people what they want to see. You had the God of War at the end, and Xbox just underperformed with that and the whole Halo. And I don't know. PlayStation's just dominating, and I'm not surprised. I think people are starting to realize like how far ahead PlayStation is in terms of just exclusivity. And I know we talk about that every week, but I want to know like how many units they're going to sell throughout the generation, and like if that's going to beat previous consoles, because it might.
Yeah, because so far PlayStation 2 is still the highest selling console ever, with PS4 like coming up to it. It seems like it's not going to pass it, but it's still doing incredibly well. And if PS5 is already off to a like this highest launch ever, then, you know, Switch is doing super well in the short time that it's been available. Well, it's short like in the relative scheme of things. And PS5 is looking to do that too. So yeah, when it's all said and done, who the heck knows, man?
I wonder what the next Switch console is going to look like. It's probably going to, because they always try to be so like different and innovative because they're their own thing.
Yeah.
Like, is it going to be something that like links with your phone? Are they going to go more towards like the Labo thing where it's more like physical? Because they've always, you know, with the Wii, and like, I feel like they're always like wanting you to like be able to move your console away and be like a road trip thing, or just like, you don't have to be at the console like in front of a TV all the time.
Yeah. And I feel like it would seem like such a step backwards if we couldn't take it on the go anymore. Like, I know obviously not everyone looks for that in their console, but like if the Nintendo announced a brand new system and you couldn't take it on the go, there'd be a huge market, or there'd be like a huge subset of their audience that would be like, well, then I don't even want it, you know? Like, you're not making the DS anymore. I take my Switch on the go all the time. You know, I play it on campus. I play it on the way to work. I play it in bed while my significant other watches TV. Like, I do this, that, and the other thing with it. And now this new system, I can't. It's stuck to my TV. Like, even though the PS5 and the Xbox One and PCs and stuff, like, they seem so, or Xbox Series X, they seem so like obviously premium and they're so like high tech and all that stuff. Yeah. But if the new Nintendo is still just stuck to your TV, it'll still feel like a step backwards, I think. So, but you know, it's Nintendo. So like you said, every single one of their systems is vastly different than the next. So
yeah,
I guess we'll see probably, if I had to guess, maybe like 3 years, maybe 4.
Damn, it is a while, but like it's crazy because I don't know. My Switch is fine. I don't like need a new like Switch console. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially for like Nintendo. Like,
right.
I'm trying so hard not to say like so much, but it's inevitable. I'm sorry. With Super Mario Odyssey, that game is gorgeous and graphically way better than anything on the Wii U and all that stuff. But as a game, that game, you could totally play that exact same game on the Wii U, you know? It would just not look as good. Yeah. So the Switch looks so good. It's 1080p, it's not 4K, so it's kind of getting dated in that sense. But still, like Odyssey and Breath of the Wild especially, and so many games still look so pretty in 2020. Like, they don't look dated at all. So, I don't know how many people are clamoring for a new Nintendo console, even in a couple of years, but the Switch is doing so well, and it's selling crazy numbers. So I don't think people look forward to a new Nintendo system as much, maybe, as a new PlayStation or a new Xbox. But it's not because they don't care; it's just because we don't usually get that huge step up in power. We usually get a new gimmick or something like that. Like this one you can take on the go, or this one has motion controls or whatever.
Yeah, it's like its own like entertainment system. It's not even like, it's so different than everything else. But I think like Nintendo's like whole like thing, like their theme should just stick with the cartoony look and just, you know, just bring it with colors, clarity, smoothness. Like in the next console, they'll just be like probably 4K, high frames, but like the graphics aren't going to be matched up with like a PS5, but it's still going to look pretty in its own way, like Genshin Impact does, you know?
Yeah, like I cannot wait to play the next Donkey Kong Country game in HDR, like 4K HDR. That shit is gonna make my eyes just vomit glitter, man. I don't even know. It's just gonna look so beautiful. I can't wait for that. Because we haven't got a Donkey Kong Country on Switch at all. Like we have Tropical Freeze, but that's an old Wii U game.
Right.
So hopefully somebody's working on one of those. But you know, like we're obviously gonna get a Mario game for sure, and Zelda, all that stuff.
What was Odyssey from? Was that a Switch game?
Yeah, yep, that was a Switch game.
You think we'll get another?
I don't know. It's hard to say. Probably because because Odyssey came out early into the Switch's lifetime. I don't think the Wii U got one at all. It got Super Mario 3D World, but that's more like the traditional Mario side scrollers, except in a 3D environment. But we had Galaxy 1 and 2. So I'm not gonna bet the farm on it, but I'll say it's possible we'll get another one.
It'd be like late launch, and then they'll port it to the new one, something like that.
Yeah, that's very likely. Where we'll get it towards the end, and then kind of like what they did with Breath of the Wild this year or this gen between Switch and Wii U. It's so weird to think that Breath of the Wild is on Wii U. That shit doesn't even sound. That doesn't even sound real to me.
It doesn't.
Yeah, I didn't know. I just remember like going to GameStop and getting Switch. Like almost every single person that bought a Switch got Breath of the Wild. You know, because that was a launch title. That was the launch title. And so it just seems like I think it's hard to think of that game on being on any other system besides the Switch.
The worst thing about a new console is, and probably the only, like the biggest flaw is that you get like 3 games launched most of the time. Like,
yeah,
that was my biggest problem with the Switch when I first got it. I was like, dude, I'm pumped for this Switch, but all I have to play is like Mario Kart, and then there's like a couple other options. But I don't know. Like, I feel like the prime for a console is like almost towards the end of like launch, because that's when all the best games are like optimized for it. And you know, Last of Us 2 came out on PS4.
Yeah, especially now with like people making such a big deal with backwards compatibility.
Yeah,
like with, if you get a PS5 right now, you have hella PS4 games that you can play. So if you missed out on all those, and a lot of them are like up-resed or they just perform better. Like I think Ubisoft just announced that in a couple weeks, Rainbow Six Siege is getting a 4K 120 FPS update on next-gen systems. So they must be playing on low graphics settings or something. No idea how they can play Siege at 4K 120 FPS, but it's way better than what they were playing on PS4 and Xbox One. So if you waited what, like 5 years to play Siege, then you're getting its best version now.
Yeah.
So in this sense, with so much backwards compatibility this gen, it's cool that you have such, and with the PlayStation, what do they call it? The PlayStation Plus collection, I think, where you get so many good PS4 games for free right out the gate to go along with like Sackboy's Big Adventure, Demon's Souls, Spider-Man. As far as launches go, this might be one of the best ones ever, just in terms of the amount of games that you have to play, amount of good games.
Completely destroyed what I said like 2 minutes ago.
What?
So, no, it's fine. It's true. Like, it's true.
Yeah, but I mean, you're right though. Like, because
I
like
say most of the time.
Yeah, like because with the PS4, I had first day I got Killzone Shadowfall and Madden, and then like that was basically it. PS3 launch lineup was terrible. You had like Resistance, and that might have been it. Xbox 360, you had King Kong.
That was rough.
Yeah, Xbox 360 launch was so rough until Oblivion came out a few months later.
Dude, I remember when I went to the video store and got Madden 07 and I was fucking hype. And that was like one of the only games out. And it was like,
yeah,
dude, I remember playing a 360, dude. I was like, dude, this is the future.
Yeah. I remember watching G4, this episode of Cheat. You remember the show Cheat with Kristen Holt on G4? Yeah, they played they had an episode of King Kong where they just, and I was like, oh my God, these graphics. I'm sitting here on my PS2 and she's playing on the 360 and this shit looks real. This looks better than the King Kong movie I just went and saw. But now if I looked at it, I'd be like, oh my God. The triangles.
You're like, what is that, an indie company of like kindergartners?
Yeah,
like,
did half a person make this game?
Right. That's crazy.
one person made, or like 3 people made Celeste, and it looks like half a person made this King Kong game.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. It's so funny just looking back on stuff and thinking like what you think in your brain, like, yeah, this game's beautiful. Let me go check it out. And it's like, whew.
Yeah, like
it's rough.
Yeah, I feel like in say 10 to 15 years from now, we're gonna look back at what we gamed and we're gonna be like, dude, those colors were terrible, the resolution was trash, we didn't get 1,000 frames a game, and we couldn't feel the game. Like, because I saw these shoes on Instagram where you literally the shoes vibrate to the music beat. So
oh my God.
Yeah, like while you're running or something, you can feel the music.
That's crazy.
They look really cool.
Did it say how much they were? Like cost?
They were pricey. They're like $250, I think. But say you're rocking those, you got the new, I'm not trying to segue, but I'm just saying you got the Ninja hoodie with the earphones on, like you're just futured out, man.
Yeah. See that segue, if we would have just went into the Ninja hoodie topic now, like that, I feel like that would be perfect.
I mean, I don't know. I just like to ruin stuff anyways. So like even if it's good, I want to ruin it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty much wrapped up on the next gen. Like, congrats to Sony, congrats to Microsoft. I know Xbox is having a huge launch too. So just congrats to everybody all around. Long live video games. It's all amazing. And fuck all you scalpers. Dude, the people that are purposefully being dicks about it too. Like, I don't want to draw attention to like any specific one, but like, if you're gonna scalp and try to make a bunch of money and be a dick, sure, I guess, like, live your life and just be a douche. But if you're then gonna take a picture of all of them to flex on the internet, you are mega words that I can't say on this podcast. I hate you. Like, you're just a piece of shit human. So it's like, just why? And I hope, please just use some better judgment and just hold off and wait. These consoles are going to be available in the stores very soon. Do not give one of these giant turds $1,000 for the PlayStation 5. Just wait. It's fine.
That's the way to counter it. Try to get it yourself. If you can't, just wait. Like, don't pay someone extra. And it sucks because like, if I say, I've seen some bigger creators say like, I'll pay big money, and like, it's kind of tough. It's a tough position for them because it's like they strive, their career is off making content. If they don't have the console, they can't do their job. So like, they're kind of supporting the scalpers, but I don't blame them. So it's like a tough position.
Yeah, in that instance, so if you're like a content creator who's like banking on getting, like, sure, you go and give that guy $800 or whatever. But like, if you're just some mom or you're just some guy that just wants to chill, like, just wait. It's okay. You don't have to play. Demon Souls is going to be awesome next year. I tell you what, right now, Demon Souls is going to be awesome in 3 years. You can play it
and relevant.
It's fine. Yeah. So people still talk about Dark Souls like it came out yesterday. That game is like 8 years old.
It's nuts, man. That community is something else. Like, I applaud communities that can like keep a game relevant like that. I really do.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
So just make that guy waste his money. He bought 20 PS5s and make him sit on them forever.
He's the same guy that bought the fucking toilet paper when everyone was going in pandemic. So fuck them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to. So we already kind of talked about Ninja's headphone hoodie a little bit, and me me being the optimist that I always am, I saw this and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. What is this gimmicky bullshit? And then
really, you said that?
That was my initial, I always gotta be the positive optimist, that's who I am.
Yeah, it is. I'll tell you my reaction after you're done.
Okay, but then I looked at it and I actually like thought about it for more than half a second, and I was like, this is pretty cool. I gotta be honest, this is pretty cool. I like the idea. It's totally like a gimmick thing, of course, but like, and I don't know who's just sitting in their house with their hood on, while they're at their computer. But
okay,
but like, it's dope. I kind of like the idea. All right, now you go ahead.
Dude, you know what's crazy? Literally, when I see this post, I have my gaming headset on my hoodie over it because my gaming headset's too thick to fit inside. And I always I've never thought of this idea, but when I saw that, I was like, dude, that shit's perfect because I always wear my hood because it gets cold sometimes, it's the winter. Like Michigan's a very cold state, and even when I go to the gym or stuff, I would love to wear my hoodie and not have to keep taking clothes off and changing. If I could just wear it through and hear it through everything, that would be perfect. So I saw this and I was like, dude, this shit's genius. It's perfect. Yeah. If you want to be cozy, hear a game. Now, wearing a hood is so comfy to me. I don't know what it is about it, but keeping your ears warm and just being all snuggled, it reminds me of that Homer Simpson meme where he's a big cinnamon roll bun and he's in his bed, the gif.
Oh yeah.
It just reminds me of being cozy. So when I saw he did that, it's not $1 billion idea, but it's definitely something it could be, but it's definitely something different. And he's definitely he's obviously paved the way for a lot of streamers and gaming, but he's just trying new innovative stuff. It's cool. He did the Masked Singer. He's gonna be in Hollywood as an actor. He's in that game movie with Pokimane and Ryan Reynolds. He's just trying new stuff, and I like that a lot.
Yeah, and the hoodie itself looks super comfy, and the little mesh ears, they don't draw a bunch of attention to themselves, Right. If you're just out in the world and the hood is down, you probably can't even tell. And if your hood is up, then it's not what the hell is on the side of your hood, It just looks like whatever. Yeah. It looks totally cool. And I'm wearing a hoodie right now and I just put my hood up over my headphones and it fits and everything, but I don't know, it's just uncomfy. So if I could just put it on top of the hood, kind of like it. And shout out to all the models. So they're wearing Bayer Dynamic headphones, which I'm rocking right now too. So shout out to that as well.
That's sick.
However,
I might have to get me one of them one day.
I just I'm not going to buy a sweatshirt that says Ninja on the front. And it has absolutely nothing to do with Ninja himself. It's not his fault. He's fantastic, but I don't know. I just don't want to
I mean, we can just say it. You just sometimes unless you're a huge fan of somebody, if you're just a casual, I know this streamer and their merch is sick, you might not want their name on your chest because it's just, you're not that big of a fan of them. Maybe a little kid, I get it. Little kid, but if you're grown, you just want something that looks cool, nice little design, a logo doesn't hurt. I feel sometimes a name is just for the hardcore stands.
Yeah, because then it's this is no longer just a nice looking cool red hoodie or pink hoodie or whatever. This is now, that's a Ninja hoodie. You're a fan of Ninja. Now, that hoodie looks nice, or that looks comfy, or this is comfy. It's you watch Ninja? Yeah, I get it. Yeah, and it's $60. Whew. But that's pretty much par for the course for hoodies these days. Hoodies are expensive.
Yeah, hoodies are around. I would say average price is 50 or 60 probably. So, I mean, when you look at, we talk about a lot of Ninja apparel lately.
He's out here. He's doing it.
He's killing it. But the shoes can get up to 200. So. I don't know. For a hoodie, it's not. I mean, it's a different, innovative. If you see people selling jackets, I've seen them for 90, 110. So it just depends, really.
Yeah, I'm just broke ass boy. So when I see $60 attached to anything, I'm like, whoo, dang.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's all. That's all my fault.
What's next?
What is next? What do you want to talk about next? I've been talking a lot.
We could talk about Capcom Leak because I have to take a leak, so you can talk about that, and I'm gonna go because I drank way too much water today, so I'm gonna have to go. So I'll be back in a minute.
All right, so you guys are still stuck to listening to me. So Capcom, you might have heard of them, one of the biggest publishers on the planet. They had this big leak. This guy totally hacked into Capcom, and he was like, if you don't give me the X amount of money, he's basically like held them up for ransom. And they were like, no, fuck you, man. We're not. I don't know if this is exactly how it happened, obviously, but they didn't cave into his demand. So he's like, all right, here you go. Here's everything. And we got some big time Capcom leaks. Now, all of these are video games get started and ended and canceled all the time. Most of these are not surprises, but some of them are surprises. Some of them might happen. Some of them might not happen. But here's just a quick little list of some of the games that were leaked in Capcom's upcoming slate of games, basically. So we got a game called Resident Evil Outrage, Dragon's Dogma 2, Street Fighter 6, Rockman Match, which Rockman is Mega Man in Japan. So Mega Man Match, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Monster Hunter 6, Biohazard Apocalypse, SSF 6. I don't exactly know what that is. Unless it's Super Street Fighter 6, which it might be. But then also they have Ultra Street Fighter 6. So it might not be. We'll see. Final Fight Remake, which is very interesting to me, and Power Stone Remake, which is super interesting to me. There hasn't been a Power Stone game since Sega Dreamcast, I think. Damn. And then Resident Evil Hank, I guess. It says likely Hunk here on IGN. So I don't know what's up with that. But I just think that's crazy because you don't see things like this often. You know, like someone just totally holding up a giant company for ransom and saying, we're going to leak all your shit if you don't give us a bunch of money. And obviously, you could have asked anyone, yo, is Capcom making a Street Fighter 6? Well, no, duh, they're making a Street Fighter 6. So
right.
It's not exactly a big surprise. But like I said, there's a few on here, like Resident Evil 4 Remake hasn't been confirmed. Final Fight Remake, I'm very anxious to see what something like that looks like in it says fiscal year 2024. So Jesus, dude. It kind of sucks for Capcom because you know how publishers are. They like to have their big old announcements and all that stuff. But it's just crazy and something I want to just talk about a little bit because it's cool. Yeah. You know, it's fun to get hype about new games. So let's get hype about games that are coming out in 4 years, you know?
Dude, that's what honestly when I've been waiting, like everyone's pumped for like this year and 2021. I'm really looking forward to 2024. Like that's the year. That's my year.
It is. Yeah, it is. 2024, you might as well call it ElectricityWave.
Remember when everyone said 2020 is my year?
COVID came in and was like, skirt. My year, bitch.
Dude,
give me that.
Oh man. I'm literally posting that clip. Just that. Oh,
yeah, man, because 2020 is like, you know, it's like the start of a new decade, you know, all that stuff. It's like, that's such a good year to be like, this shit is my year. Mm-hmm. But whose year has it been? Has 2020 been someone's year? There's probably there's probably got to be a few. Corpse, as far as our social circle goes, 2020 might be Corpse's year.
100%.
Blackpink in the music realm. Blackpink is like BTS of 2020. Yeah, I don't know.
It's definitely been a pretty good year for me the past couple months. Mm-hmm. I haven't blown up or anything, but you know, it's definitely the better year of my content creation. So hopefully it continues that way, and 2021 should be the year of the podcast because I think we're kind of laying the foundation for it right now, and I really feel like we're kind of getting in our groove now. So, yeah, I really hope. I would love to see the podcast just continue to grow. I think a lot of people like it, so that'd be sick.
Even if we got 0 views throughout our first 100 episodes, like obviously that would suck, and it'd be really hard to continue if if we were doing that poorly. But it would still, like, if you told me like just power through those 0 views and then like it'll work out eventually, I would still want to do it because I want to be good at it if we blow up, you know? Like right. if we get a good like viewership, I want to be good first and then get that viewership and not just like try it out. Like we got 100,000 viewers right off the bat, but it turns out I don't like doing the podcast. I'm 5 episodes in and I'm already over this shit. Or like I'm just not good at it, you know? I can do this. I garnered a huge audience doing this thing over here, But it turns out I'm trash at podcasting, so I just hyped up everybody for nothing because it sucks and I don't even want to do it anymore, you know?
Yeah, I think a lot of people do that when I'm not trying to get all philosophical on this bitch, but I know
we're podcasting.
I know like a lot of people will go into like a passion or a hobby or something, and like you said, like they only want to do it for the numbers, the fame, the money, whatever it may be. But the important part is I think the most important thing is to find out if you like it, if you enjoy it. That is the number one thing. Which, like with the podcasts, we've tried it before. We knew we liked podcasting. We just didn't really have an angle. And it's nice to know, like, we kind of have, you know, our little, like, diversity. Like, I'm in the streaming content world, you're in the music world. So we're definitely different, but we've been friends. So we're on the same wavelength and chemistry. And everyone always, like, mentions, like, how well we kind of go along with each other. And then, like, being good at it. Like, you know, like you said, like it might be a grind for the first 50 to 100 episodes, but if that's going to make us better as far as like the skill of being a podcaster, then it's worth it, you know, because once you see that those numbers and the success go up, you're going to want to be able to maintain it and enjoy it. So,
yeah,
I think it's important.
Yeah. Speaking of music really quick, I haven't mentioned this since our last episode. I put up a Donkey Kong hip hop trap remix medley mashup thing on my YouTube channel. So check that out. If you haven't checked out my YouTube, it's just Stadium Beats. And so yeah, I would love if you gave that a listen because Donkey Kong, it's like has my favorite soundtrack ever. So I took two of my favorite songs, mashed them together, made it all hip hoppy and stuff. And I think it turned out really well. So yeah, you guys should check that out.
Yeah, you should. And wish him a happy belated birthday because we didn't mention on the podcast last week because I don't know what happened. Did we mention it?
No, it just doesn't come up. It's cool.
Yeah. So wish him a happy belated.
Thank you.
And go listen to his music. It's good. So
with more to come.
Yeah, we got to get him to that 100 subs so we can get him his own link. That way it'll be easier to link. Yeah.
For real. I know, because now it's like youtube.com/CXY5372.
That's catchy.
Yeah, it's like 25 characters or something. I did make a tiny URL though. I think if you search tiny.url/stadiumyt, that might be, I don't know. I made a tiny URL, which looks a lot better on the Twitter bio. That's another thing. Like for you up and coming content creators too, making things just look nice and professional goes so far. So like some websites, they let you just do like you can link text where you just say like click here, and then if you actually click on the words click here, it'll take you to whatever link. But if they don't let you do that, like Twitter, then just make a little tiny URL or make a smart URL or something. Like that shit looks so much cleaner than youtube.com/blah blah 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 blah. So
it does.
Use your resources.
Yeah, that's funny you mentioned that because I tried to copy and paste my solo like profile link with all my socials on Instagram. And when I did it on my phone, it came up as like some weird ass looking link that probably looks like it gives your computer viruses and porn. So I was like, what the fuck? Why does it look so weird on this website? And I was like, let me try it on my PC. So I went and like typed it a different way. And now it looks clean, like ElectricityWave. And I was like, that probably helps so much. Because if I see somebody with some fucking crazy ass looking, like a mix up alphabet looking link, I'm not clicking on that shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely using your resources and making your profile look as clean as possible. And I'm not saying I'm a professional, but it definitely does help just people seeing your stuff. So if you are a creator, that's something to look into.
Yeah, I think people do put a lot of stock into that, even if they don't do it on purpose. You might just be like, I don't care what your stuff looks like. If you do, without thinking about it, see two links next to each other, the shorter, cleaner looking one is just going to look better for some reason. Like it just is. I just think that's how it goes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Did you want to mention the Fortnite Crew thing? Just quick.
Yeah, we can just slightly gloss over it. Just like Epic continuing to pave the way, maybe kind of. They have a new $12 subscription service called Fortnite Crew. And I'm reading at GameSpot.com. Kevin writes, Fortnite Crew launches alongside the start of Season 2. They've announced a new monthly subscription for the popular Battle Royale shooter called Fortnite Crew. The subscription will cost $12 USD a month, and gives players access to a variety of perks, including the game's current battle pass, a monthly stipend of 1,000 V-Bucks, exclusive skins, and more.
Every month you get 1,000 V-Bucks.
Yeah.
Dude, I'd do that.
And exclusive skins, and it looks like on the thumbnail for the video, there's like a Galaxy character.
Yeah, she's sick.
So, yeah, she looks really, really cool. Damn. So you know they're gonna put dope ass skins in there because $12 a month. You know that's so we talk about it so much with subscriptions. You know, like they want to figure out a way for you to just give them money, like, you know, in perpetuity, basically. Like there's no end. You can't buy it, you know, and be done. So here's another way for you to just like have that. And so they're gonna put great skins in it. You get the battle pass, 1,000 V-Bucks. Like it seems like on the surface they actually make it a really good deal. Yeah. It seems like if you play Fortnite all the time, it seems like it might be worth your while, you know?
Dude, massive shout out to Fortnite's design team. I know they probably have 3 trillion like people working for the company, so that's why they can afford to be this creative. But like, god damn, do they show up with cosmetics? Like, that is the if you're into cosmetics and looking cool, that is the dream game to play.
Yeah, definitely.
It makes me so sad because I play Apex. Apex been stepping it up, but like just to see Fortnite do stuff like that, and I play Apex all the time, it's just like salt in the wound, man.
Yeah, especially in Fortnite's crossover is crazy now, because I feel like crossovers in general have like there's a lot of people that obviously love it, but then there's a lot of like hardcores that don't like it, where like get your whoever out of my game, you know. But with Fortnite, there isn't like a cast of, I guess there is now, like if you think of like Skull Trooper or whatever, like there is a cast of Fortnite characters, I guess. But like seeing Harley Quinn in Fortnite, it seems so like fine, you know, like I don't get people being against it, right? So like you got this whole Marvel thing now. I think there's a leak that the Mandalorian is going to be in it.
That's cool.
Yeah, like you can have literally anything.
Dude, they're gonna have Baby Yoda as the backpack. Oh, it's gonna be so good.
Yeah, so they have, you know, they could have these dope ass original designs like these Galaxy characters. So then they can have Marvel too, and like the big event it might be the biggest event ever where you're gonna be fighting Galactus or whatever is happening in a couple weeks. That is gonna be absolutely. If the Travis Scott concert has anything to say, they remember a giant Travis Scott. That shit's gonna be Galactus next time when we're all fighting him.
I'm gonna do that event. I think
that actually sounds really cool. I might have to download Fortnite for like the 4th time.
Let's do it.
Just to play that event. I don't know when it is. I'll look into that. I think it's like the first week of December, maybe.
That'd be a sick YouTube video. I think
rip to them if it happens the same day as. It's December. The supervillain will arrive in the game as part of a special season-ending event on December 1st. The event begins at 4 p.m. Eastern.
When's the Apex event? Do you know? December 1st? I think it is.
It might be. I don't know. But the playlist will appear about 30 minutes prior to the event. So, I mean, either way, it's just like, you know, it's probably going to last like 10 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool.
Yeah. I'm down.
Hell yeah. So let's move to, and before we move to rapid fire, I feel like I've been doing a lot of shout outs this week, but a big event happened on Twitch in the fighting game community, the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Marvel Lives event that Maximilian dude put on with Twitch rivals. It did super well. It was the 3rd most streamed channel or 2nd most streamed channel that day, and with a brand new World of Warcraft expansion coming out that day, I feel like that's a pretty good feat, especially considering Marvel 3 is like over a decade old now. Just the amount of things that it took and to all come together for something like this to happen was really, really cool. I can't believe it happened. Yipes and Tasty Steve killed it on commentary, of course. Congrats to Ryan LV for winning. And that event was just super cool. The fighting game community needed that right now. And hopefully it encouraged some people to check it out.
Well, was the event like a tournament? Can you explain like
how? So it was Twitch Rivals, which almost never does fighting games, but it was basically Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It was a 32-player double elimination tournament, and they just took it was basically just like an all-star cast of Marvel fighters and
that's cool.
Like people that have just won Evo, won tournaments, like people, if you're in the scene, then you know these guys, and they got so many good players. They played on Parsec, which is because the game's online netcode is not good, but they played on Parsec, which is like kind of a meeting in the middle server thing. It's really hard to explain. I'm not going to get into it all. But the Twitch Rivals crew did amazing. The commentators were awesome. Max was such a good host. It was such high quality. Like that's what you're used to from him. And it was just a ton of fun. It was awesome. But one thing I do want to say is the people that say that fighting games are too hard to learn or they have no idea what's happening, probably watch Marvel 3 because that shit looks bonkers. It's just like a crazy light show. You have no idea what's happening. There's like 100 hit combos. Shit is going on constantly. Matches, you could die in like 6 seconds. Like when people say that fighting games are too complicated, it's probably because they just watched 2 pros play Marvel 3. And that game is fucking nuts. But it was super cool, and it was just like a fun. There was a lot of money on the line, but it seemed like just so not serious. Like it was just like pure fun, and it was really, really cool. So shout out to every single person involved in that. You guys did amazing.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's move on to rapid fire.
Yeah. Do you want me to start or you?
Yeah, I want you to start. I feel like you have better questions this week, even though I don't know what they are.
Okay, I'm gonna change my second one. The interesting one, I'm changing it because I want a better one.
Okay.
I'll tell you what the other one is after. So the first question I have, what's your favorite Thanksgiving dinner dish?
Oh, man. I got to go with the boring answer. It's turkey.
Really? Turkey?
Yeah, I love turkey. I don't eat it very often, but it's just fantastic. Got to go with the turkey.
I feel like they should... I don't really agree with the idea of turkey being the main thing. I think it should be like a big ass chicken or ham or like brisket. Like that would be so much better to me.
Yeah.
I understand like, you know, they got to do what they got to do, but like if I ever host like a Thanksgiving dinner, I'm just going to be like, dude, basically wild card +4 Uno, like bring it in, whatever you got, bring your best dish, like a potluck. I would rather do that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But favorite Thanksgiving dinner dish, I think the number one thing I look forward to are like the au gratin cheesy potatoes. Yeah, like
cheesy
especially
potatoes are always a win.
Yeah, when they make them in like different shapes, like they make them like in strings or cubes, and they're like in that big pan, and they make them with like, I don't know if it's cream cheese or what, but like I'm not even a big fan of cream cheese, but like, dude, those cheesy potatoes hit different every time. They're so good.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and shout out to macaroni and cheese too. Like, because
shout out to macaroni and cheese.
Well, because like like a Kraft macaroni and cheese or whatever, you can have people have macaroni and cheese all the time. But usually, if it's Thanksgiving, someone in your family knows how to step it up with some bomb ass homemade mac and cheese. With like maybe breadcrumbs on the top, or it's just baked a different way or something. I'm always pumped when someone has like a bomb mac and cheese recipe. So
me too.
That's a good side.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my first question is, what is the most important part of an outfit? Is it your shirt? Is it your hat? Is it your tie? If you have a tie on? Is it your
pants? You go with like, I was going to say color coordination probably, but as far as like an actual piece of clothing, I would say it depends on the outfit. Like if you got some new shoes, then it's the shoes. If it's like this fancy hat that you don't normally wear, it's really nice, then it's really like whatever piece of clothing that you're most confident in. And I know it's like, or like not the direct answer.
That works though.
And
you like it could be the outfit around it.
Yeah, like you find the one piece of clothing that's like new, or like the fanciest or the brightest color, or like it could be like a jacket, and then you like build around that to like have it mesh together. And then as long as it goes well, then and you're feeling it, like the confidence behind it, like you can make anything look good if you're confident in it, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely.
What about you?
I agree with that answer. I'll pretty much steal it, but just to give my own answer, I'll say your shirt. I feel like it's what people see the most. It's the first thing they see typically. You can make a statement with it more, like literally if it's like has words on it, or if it's like a band shirt or something that you want to represent, or if you're just like your main style, like if you have I mean, I guess this would be multiple shirts, but if you have like, a good undershirt and then maybe like a jacket over it, or like a hoodie and then a jacket or something like that. I don't know. Just your whole torso, I feel like would be the most important part typically. But like what you said, it depends. Like if I got this dope ass new pair of pants and I'm going to tailor my shirt based on the pants, then of course the pants would be more important.
That's how I do it. Usually it's like my favorite piece of clothing or the newest thing. I just work around that usually.
Yeah.
So yeah. My second question, actually, you should go with another one. My second one will be a nice ending.
Okay, so what are mine is what are your first thoughts and actions if you were to get jumped on the side of the road?
So I'm walking down the street.
Yeah, you're walking down the street just chilling, and then you get jumped by 3 guys.
Oh, 3?
3.
I was thinking like 10. Like you're fucked. Like
a whole gang just runs up on you.
I mean, 3 guys would definitely probably fuck me up, but
yeah, that seems more realistic. Like how many just like a group of 10 people just run up and jump a random guy on the road? I feel like if you have 10 people with you, you're like looking for someone specific. You know? Like someone stole your bike or something and you're rolling 10 deep.
Like I was thinking like 10 guys show up in like a Hummer limo for some reason and they're all dressed up in suits.
It's like the mafia. The mafia comes after you. No, you just get jumped by like 3 dudes. Like maybe they're just like in their yard chilling, and then they see you, and you're like, "We're gonna rob this guy."
They like saw one of my streams or something, and they're like, "Dude, let's fucking jump this guy." I'd honestly join them. I would start beating the shit out of me. I'll just start punching myself or try to run, I guess. I mean, what other options do you have? I'm not going to like fucking phone a friend like it's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
I mean,
like,
you can, so what do you do? I don't know. You tell me.
I use my 50-50. So then I'm like fighting 1.5 guys.
Yeah, that seems easier.
It depends. I mean, if it's like 3 scrawny dudes with like, and I think I can take it. I still don't feel like I would want to fight. Like, even if I think I could take them, like I would be so
sucks.
I'd be so confused of why people would even want to fight me because I never like want to. Like, I'm not that type of person. That's just like fighting's dumb to me.
You're dressed nice, and they think you got some cash on you, so they're gonna jump you and steal your wallet.
I would open my wallet, throw my cash, and run.
All right.
They got what they want, and I get a nice little cardio.
Okay. Yeah, that's respectable.
What about you?
I would just run because I don't think I could take 3 people. I like if like they're just on me and like I'm being attacked before I even know what's happening, then I'm gonna try my hardest to like fight back. But my initial thought is like I have to run into the nearest place. So hopefully it's like close. But because like who's gonna chase you like into a store and keep trying to beat you up? You know, like the workers there, they can call or something.
It would suck though if you like ran into the nearest place and it was like a latchkey. So like only people that can defend you are like a bunch of kids, and there's a mob.
I just put a bunch of kids in danger.
You're like, protect me.
I don't know. Hopefully, like I'm always around. I'm never just like in a random place. Like I'm always around like businesses or something. So hopefully I could run into my closest McDonald's or all the doors are locked these days because of COVID. Like you can't get in anywhere. Well, I'd probably
you're just like run
Walmart or something.
You're like running, and then they're like, "Sir, you don't have a mask." I'm like, I'm getting jumped. Dude, I'd want to run into like a zoo, like go into the gorilla cage. You'd be like, "Yo, Donkey Kong, help me out." Harambe.
Yeah, Harambe. Don't attack me. Get these guys.
Pull your dick out. Harambe, dick's out. He's like, I got you, fam.
Damn, rest in peace, Harambe.
Yeah, our 43rd president or something. I don't know.
43. To be honest, I have no idea what number president we're on.
Well, yeah, what are we on?
I don't know.
Doesn't even matter.
I think people refer to Trump as like 35, maybe. No, it can't be 35. Is it 45? Now I have to.
I think Barack Obama was 42nd.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why I said 43rd.
Okay, you might be right. I don't know. Trump is the 45th president. Okay, so Harambe should have been the 45th president, which might have been what you said at this point. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's fine and completely like break down the joke and forget about what we're even talking about. That's what we do.
Yeah.
My final rapid fire question of the day is we're going to go out on a nice, sweet, wholesome note. What are you thankful for? And you could say in life, you could say, what are you thankful for in your career? People that influence or like maybe a certain instrument. It could be like anything. You can name 3 things if you want. Make it easy.
What am I thankful for?
Yeah.
I'm thankful for my health and what little I have left of it. I'm no, seriously, like when on my days where like my back hurts more than usual, I'm like, dude, health is the most important thing by far. Because fuck
100%.
this. If I could change any moment of my entire life, it would be not going to the gym that day. And then I just think about like how some people have it infinitely worse than me. So I'm thankful for that. I am thankful for not being alone, I guess. I'm thankful for being able to, at any moment, I could call. There's at least one person I could just call at literally any second of the day and at least be able to say what up. So that's nice, because I know that a lot of people don't have that also. And I'm thankful to be born in a situation where I can just like, if I wanted to tomorrow, I could just be like, I'm literally going to turn on a video game and play it for 15 hours straight. Or I'm going to work on this song for 10 hours and not have to worry or think about anything else, you know?
Right.
Like there's other instances where I could say something like, I mean, obviously I have to work and I still have to make money and like, you know, not just be a terrible hermit person forever, but like, I'm not wondering where my next meal is coming from and all that stuff, you know? So I'm at least in somewhat of a privileged situation to where I'm not like, you know, worried that like literally I don't know what I'm going to eat for dinner. So, so yeah, I'm thankful for that too. It's nice.
Yeah. I would say with my answers are pretty much like line up with yours. Like I always think about health. There's so many different, you know, health instances and people go through stuff. People are born with stuff. They don't even get to experience a healthy life. So I'm just glad that health isn't one of my things that I have to really worry about. Just got to exercise and take care of myself. Also thankful that I found concentration in streaming, because one of the hardest things in life is to find out either what you're good at or what you're interested in. And I'm glad I found it when I did, because if I would have found it earlier, it might have not been the right time. And you know, because a lot of people are always like, I wish I would have streamed, you know, when I was 16 or 18. Well, it's like, well, you might have like fucking hated it, or things might have shifted. So like sometimes the perfect time is now. And I've met so many like dope ass people, like the sickest, like just sweetest, chillest, most genuine people. You know, I grew up in a high school or just an area where like a lot of people were very up and preppy and judgmental. I mean, everyone kind of experienced that in high school, and it sucks. So when I go to, you know, a place like Twitter, or like, maybe that's not the best, but just like the streaming community in general, they're just, everyone's so like open and there's not very much judging. And like, that's the type of people I want to be around. So it's like, it's really cool to be around people like that are just like so laid back. And then the final thing is, yeah, I'm very thankful that I'm in a situation that I can, you know, push more for my dreams and stuff. And it's unfortunate that COVID had to happen, but it did definitely give me more of an opportunity to work on what I want to work on. So it's like, it's very unfortunate for a lot of people, and it definitely changes the way that we live now. I just happen to be in a situation where it kind of helped me in my career, and I'm thankful for it. I'm not like shoving it in anyone's face, but yeah, it's nice to hopefully just experiment with everything. And I took care of, you know, school and in debt and stuff, so I can kind of not have to stress over money. I mean, I still stress over it. That's just like common, but you know, there's a lot of people out there that have tons of school debt for going to school, and they don't even like, they don't know how they're going to ever pay it, or like they have health bills.
That would be.
Yeah, I can't imagine like doing a podcast with someone like that.
Anyone ever having tens of thousands of dollars of school debt with a degree that they're not using at the moment.
Yeah, and like, I pretty much explained to you, I said health problems too. I'm just like, dude, I'm glad I'm not that. No, I'm just kidding. But there's people that have it so bad where it's like crazy, where they have like, say they went to school to be a doctor and then they get cancer. So they have like all this, their life is just flipped upside down. So I don't know. But yeah, and just video games in general and stuff. So
always gotta shout out the video games, man. Without them, where would we all be? You know,
video games are so underrated in general. Like the idea and concept, like. In the grand scheme of things, if you're looking over the world and Earth and just time, you're like, what is this like thing that they do? Like, it doesn't mean anything, but it really like, it helps a lot of people. It helps the economy. It helps people escape and connect, and it's awesome.
Have you ever wished that you didn't get into video games?
Never.
I don't know if I like genuinely did, but like I thought about it a few times where I was like, I bet. I don't know for sure, and I would never change anything like this, but I bet my life would be better if I didn't become a hardcore gamer.
In your instance, it makes sense.
Yeah, because
you're trying to get music.
Well, yeah, but like I just spend an asinine amount of time playing video games, like just for pleasure, and I have ever since I can remember. So like, I probably would have done better in school. I probably would have had more friends. I probably would have got laid in high school. I would just spend more time on my like more productive hobbies. So like, I don't wish I never got into video games, but I can pretty confidently say that my life would be better. But would I be more miserable? Maybe. So I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't be better. Who knows?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have this podcast. So.
Yeah, you got to do what you want to do in life. Like, there's obviously has to be a balance, and you still, want to accomplish stuff. But it all comes down to just being happy and making your own choices. So if you can do that and still get stuff done, then it is the perfect life.
Yeah, it would be nice while I'm working, and like, because now that I DoorDash, instead of just saying like, "Damn, I worked for 4 hours, I'm gonna stop now and go play video games." If instead I thought, "Man, I worked for 4 hours and I'm about to go for 5 more," that'd be nice. But oh well,
yeah,
that's where we are.
That's
all
where
right.
we are.
I think that wraps up episode 59 of Chillin For Our Lives. So thank you all very much, you beautiful listeners, for listening. Thank you, Mike, of course, for joining me as always. And if you liked this episode, please make sure to give us a thumbs up, a comment, a 5-star review on Apple. Follow us on Spotify or wherever and everywhere, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch. You guys can find us in the description or just search our names. You guys know the drill by now. So are there any final words that you have to say to all the beautiful people?
Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you get the Black Friday deal that you want. And if you guys ever have any questions or comments on any of the topics, make sure, leave them in the comments. We read the comments every single week. We haven't ever missed one. So,
yep.
And tell a friend about it if you really enjoy the podcast, because if you send us a message and you enjoy it, then maybe you have a friend that might like it just as much. So, don't be afraid to, spread the word, because it's only going to help the content get better and the production and, the experience better guests, like, or more guests, and just, help us, just continue to grow. So thank you.
Yes, very well said. And last but not least, I don't know if any stores are doing big old Black Friday doorbuster deals or whatever, but if they are, don't be a part of that this year. Like, it's kind of dumb in the grand scheme of things any year, but this year, do not go in a huge group of people to try to save $100 on a TV. Just get your shit online, stay home, and just don't do that. So, just wanted to throw that out there.
Bad.
Well, thank you. Bad. You stay. Stay. Now get on the computer and buy it there. That's a good boy. It's a good girl. Until next time, we love you all. Bye.
Bye.